Alright, we're back in DayZ. This time we're working on showcasing the cooking and fire elements of the game. So hopefully that goes well. I've got some of the equipment set up. You'll also notice that I lost my gun and stuff and my teddy bear. My teddy bear that was holding my matches. Because they like to randomly disconnect servers in this on the Xbox version because it's a little buggy at the launch. So yeah, that was fun. It said 10 minutes and then just disconnected, so whatever. Hopefully this doesn't do the same thing. So first off, we're going over the details. So you can take things such as a splitting axe or a knife, and you're able to go up against a tree. I guess we should actually show that with the knife or with the axe. Take your axe and then hold RT on the tree, and then you cut it. B to cancel, because it just keeps cutting. And with that, you get items such as wood or sticks. See that kind of here. You get wooden sticks. You get firewood. You can put the wooden sticks in your hands, and you can whittle them, and you can get a sharpened stick for stabbing people. But what we need for what we want to do cooking-wise is a long wooden stick. So these I found are best captured, or at least taken, because you can apparently get them from trees, from bushes. That I cut down a bush here, but I guess this counts too. But yeah, you take the bush, you put a little knife in your hand, such as this one. I guess maybe any sharp object will do. And then you cut it down. And then you get a, you know what you're looking for out of it. Sorry, it's just kind of glitching here. Alright, so this bush doesn't work. We're going to go over to this bush, because it's smaller. And then you can see you just break down the bush, and when it's broken, you'll see on the ground in the vicinity what you're looking for. Long wooden stick. There's one right there. We also got regular wooden sticks too if you need those. And yeah, then we simply equipped the long wooden stick. It's sort of just like a regular item. And then we pick a food item. I don't know, say an apple I took from a tree that I cut down. Go over it, click the B button, even though it doesn't show the B button, and we've got an apple on a stick. And that way we're able to actually use it and cook with it. You can also take the apple off if you'd like. Press Y to go to inventory. And then there you go. You've got an apple. It's weird how it says equip and then equip doesn't work, but pressing B to combine does put it on the stick. So I don't know if they're going to change it in the future to make it X, as you know, is shown at the bottom, or if they're going to continue using the combine method. Personally, I think the system needs an overhaul, but for now, you know, this is kind of how you do it. There we go. We've got it on a stick. I think that looks, I don't know, kind of neat, I suppose. Next up is starting the fire, which I hope goes well. Alright, so we're going to go into our inventory. We're going to pick up a set of wooden sticks. Nice little bundle in our hands, and we're going to combine that with a flammable item. Apparently, paper works. And then we're going to hold RT to craft a fireplace. And then you're going to have fire. Make sure you're standing away from it, because the fire can damage you. See, we've got our nice little fireplace. It's in the vicinity. You can see the different levels, the fuel, upgrading it, kindling it. You can put different things and attach to it. We're just going over basics today, guys. I'm not equipped for more advanced things, as you've probably seen in the other videos. I've lost things recently, so doing my best out there. Alright, cool. So we've made our little fire here. You see the fire's going, the fire rises, and we need something to ignite the fire with. Luckily, we have flares on hand that we seem to be spawning with, or at least I have. And we can use that to ignite our little fire that we made. You know, our little fireplace that we created, which is just a bunch of sticks. Right? So you can use other flammable materials, or you know, ignition materials such as a matchbox to get the fire going if you have that. I'd also like to mention other items to start your fire with include the rags or bandages or books or I guess oak barks and other types of bark. So really just flammable materials other than paper too, you know, because obviously we use paper. Once we have it set up, we have our little fireplace placed, we're going to take our sort of ignition item that we have right here, and then we go up to it and we hold RT and the fire will rise. Keep in mind that weather conditions will alter your fire. Ah, there we go. We did it. Isn't that awesome? So rain and stuff kind of makes it harder and trickier to get it going. We're going to drop that quickly, and then we're going to go over to our fire. Don't get too close, as I mentioned, because you will get burned. It does burn rather quickly. You can also blow into the fire to kind of keep it going. We're fighting against a server restart, so that should be fun to see how that goes. That will keep your fire going in case it goes out, which it keeps doing that. Sorry, we're having a hard time getting the fire going. It's a little bit glitchy getting the items into the fire, but it doesn't seem to be hard to take items out of the fire. It's just adding them seems to be a little bit touchy. Alright, so we started the fire. We're going to do it again. We got firewood, we got rags. We're going to craft another fire right here. That one dwindled out. I definitely want to show off the cooking mechanic before anything else goes, because we are fighting against a server closure. See, we've got good fuel in there and everything like that. We're going to take the road flare. We're going to ignite it. Get the fire going. Sorry guys, I really wanted to take my time and kind of show off all the technical spots, but the servers in this are just killer. There we go, the fire's rising. Oh, the fire rises. And we take our meat on a stick, and then we hold RT. Our character sits down, and just like camp, we start cooking our food. And hopefully this lasts a while. So you're also supposed to be able to throw additional logs and twigs and stuff into the fire to keep it going, but it's a little bit glitchy right now. It doesn't follow the same rules as the combination system and everything like that. But I really wanted to showcase cooking the food. Don't worry, you can put all kinds of things on the stick if you want to cook and eat things, aside from just apples. You can put meats on there, human too if you're into that kind of thing, which is a bit weird, vegetables, all that kind of stuff. As you can see, we've now cooked our apple, maybe burnt it a little bit. See right there, it's highlighted. Baked apple. Put that into our inventory. And now we've got a nice baked apple to eat because people love that kind of thing. You know, nice cooked food. More filling. Look at all the bars that match up. It also cleans your food better, which is an important thing. Our very important flare. Fire starting flare. I'm going to even put that in the inventory. But yeah, that's kind of just a quick part of it, showcasing food and stuff like that. I want to talk about more about getting food inventory and dealing with things, opening cans and stuff, so we're going to do that in a sec. I again want to go over the different kinds of things in the actual fireplace. These are the upgrade items. Alright, so I also want to talk about the cooking pot. So you're able to take the cooking pot. You got our fire here. You do need to actually get the upgraded cooking tripod going, but then you take the cooking pot and you can throw water in it, and you can add the cooking pot to the fireplace, and that way you can cook raw meat and stuff, and you can produce things in a more modern way. The cooking on the stick is faster, easier, and probably the method a lot of people are going to use, but I just want to kind of discuss the various options that are present. So we've got our kindling here, and you've got your fuel here, and you kind of need to monitor the two of them. But honestly, it seems a bit buggy in terms of getting that going properly, so I'm not really going to be able to showcase that at this point. Make sure you're not standing on fires that are live. They will burn you and they'll cause damage. Your screen will give you a warning if that is the case. But I thought it was maybe something to definitely mention, so you're not having problems or burning yourself alive. Anyways, that kind of goes over that aspect. I want to switch gears to talking more about food and food management, because those are two very important elements of DayZ. And sorry if it's not depth enough, I kind of just want to go over the basics of getting the fire started, and so that you can cook some of your food. Keep in mind this version of DayZ is so glitchy and there's so many problems. Like I had the matches, so it's just a similar method using the matches. Obviously the flare's really helpful for that because, you know, it just comes in and starts a fire, which is nice. Oh, cool, canned tuna. Sick. Yeah, it's hard to survive fighting against limited resources, and then on top of that, be fighting against servers disconnecting and making you lose your items. Alright, let's keep going, because we don't want to kind of get left behind. I'm kind of scared of losing my flare. The flares seem to go on forever, so I kind of want to have that with me. But we'll go into a house in order to discuss the collection of food and stuff like that. So like I mentioned in the last video, you're going to find your best items more inland, not too far inland, because, you know, you start going towards the more dangerous areas where experienced players are collecting items, and that is not good for people that are relatively new to the game. So we're trying to find food. How do we get food? Food comes in mostly cans, or canned tuna, which is great because you actually don't need any sharp objects to open, and it's easy to eat food and consume it, but it is really rare to find. So we're talking about finding food. You come into houses and you gotta look everywhere for food. You never know where it might be. It could be sitting on a table, it could be on a bed, or it could even be sitting on top of like cupboards or inside of them. So you need to be very, you know, aware. Keep looking. Again, going back to my term I tried to establish late in the last one, is situational awareness. I love using that term in gaming because it really does make a big effect on how players play. So in situational awareness, that's about looking around, being aware of your surroundings, and keeping your eyes and ears open. Because a lot of people just lazily go through games, but once you actually start really paying attention and watching the little things, you know, being more in tune with the actual game, you're able to anticipate and react better. So for food, it's hard to come across. It really is. Ooh, I need that because I lost that. Yeah, food is hard to come across. A lot of items are hard to come across. Yeah. And especially in the start area. God, those clouds are ugly. In the start areas, because, you know, keep in mind, this is brand new. There are a ton of other players competing with you. So you'll want to find a spot that you think is good for general supplies, and then server skip or kind of wait around that area and use it and try to get, you know, all of the resources you can in a particular area. Make sure you leave plenty ahead of a server restart because you'll lose a certain amount of time, which, you know, could include your items like I did. A good tidbit on that one. But generally, yeah, I say smaller buildings seem to be best for food. Stay away from large places like schools, unless it's a military complex. Military complexes are the best in this because they always have supplies. You got water. Crap. Okay, what can I give up for water? It's time to eat some food. So we're going to put down the flare. I'm going to show how to open up food because we've done it a million times, but people still don't know. You need a sharp object. You can use an axe. You can use a shovel. You can use a hunting knife. The best item to use, which I call a holy item, is the can opener. It's really easy to do, but they all follow the same method. Put the item in your hand, say a can of baked beans. Go over the item that you want to use to cut it with. You can put the knife in your hand and then cut the food, but you're eating the food, so obviously you want it in your hand when you're going to eat it. It's just common sense, people. Hold down RT, watch the bar go around. Obviously B is combined, as you see in the bottom corner there. That would take the spot of where quick slot is. Put it in your hands, highlight the tool that you're going to use, the sharp object, press the B button, it'll back out of the inventory, and then you're able to hold RT and open it. And then, once it's open, you see the can open, hold RT to easily eat your food. Nom, nom, nom. Good, right? Nice and easy. No difficulties to it. Easy way to consume it. But you could potentially die if you can't find something sharp to open your food with. That's just part of the thing in DayZ. Now, we went over water last time, because that's an important thing, but it's something I'm surprised people are having troubles with. Food, yes, I've died of starvation. You can too, especially if you go out too far. That's why I say kind of the medium range is the soft spot to get the resources you need to push yourself to go to the airfield. Don't go there if you don't know what you're doing or you don't have the resources, because because you're just going to die along the way. So there we go, we've eaten it, it's gone, it's out of our inventory. We're going to grab the water bottles, which are so glitchy in this. Got our water, which we can drink. I want to show water refilling, because I think we have the time before the server restarts. I'm going to miss that flare, but I'm kind of done showing off the fires. I showed the starting point of it. I personally think the fire adding fuel is a little bit glitched, so we're going to leave it at that point. And people are welcome to tell me otherwise, but I think I covered the basics of getting a fire quickly going and getting your food going in there. We're fighting against the server reset, so let's get going. We've got our water bottle. We're going to fill our water bottle. Oh, what is that? Alkaline battery? You could have combined that with the flashlight I had. Crap. Oh, really? 2 minutes? We're going to switch servers. Alright, so we switched servers. Here we are. Hopefully this one doesn't disconnect right away and we can actually show this off. Really? I'm going to walk all the way around. Okay, whatever. Get to take in the beautiful open air. That's nice. So we got our water bottle. We showed drinking out of it. Now we're going to show filling it. So these things are obviously the best to fill it. Hold RT and take this time to look around. That's right, you don't have to be stationary with it. They could fix this in the future. I don't know. But this is a time where you're able to actually freely look around and make sure that nobody's coming to kill you. Fill it as much as you want, halfway, and then you've got water that's good to go. Now I do find that the water bottles are a tad glitchy in terms of using them in your inventory or getting them in your hands. So I just wanted to mention that, and hopefully it gets patched up. I have personally had a lot of problems with the water bottles in the game, and that's just speaking from experience, but you know, maybe other people don't. Little bugs affect different people in different ways. We're also going to show other options of getting water from, sources to fill our water bottle. Using the fountain isn't the only method. You can take the water from anywhere because it's water. And it's not particularly picky at this point in regards to what it does to your health, which is great. Again, I'm quite a fan of this little area that I've set up. I'm actually not particularly sure where it is. I'll find that out and share it with people because it seems to be a nice little spot. On the side of that, maybe I shouldn't because people might come here and wait for me and kill me. But what are the chances of that kind of thing happening? So we walked over here. We found a great fresh water source. And we're able to once again hold RT and fill up our bottle further. Oh, that doesn't look very clean. But then we got water. You can do a similar thing in other bodies of water, little pools, the wetlands, or streams. And you can keep that water meter going fresh. So there we go. Between this and the dedicated water video, I think I've really gone over all the elements of drinking and keeping your thing going. Obviously, finding a water bottle is great. It's kind of hard to store because it's a little bit touchy in this one. But if you can, and it does work fine for you, obviously it can be a big game changer when you're out there. If you do have the opportunity to drink water from the stream or from a body of water, do so instead of using your water bottle, and save your water bottle for those long trips to the airfield, because that's when it's going to come in handy the most. So huzzah, we've got water. Great. And we kind of went over food. I also want to mention again that cola drinks are great because they fill both your food and your water bar at the same time. It's not a good fix, it is a quick fix, and it will keep you going a little bit longer, which is great. So we're going to drop the water bottle, and we're going to show off another option. So some of the food you don't actually even need to open with a sharp object or a can opener. Things such as canned tuna, you just click RT, snap it open, and eat. There we go, we've got it nice and easy. So some of the food's a little bit more accessible. Obviously, you can eat apples. Apples you can obtain from the ground in your apple trees. Or you can also cut down an apple tree and it might be there too, which is what I had happen earlier. And that was a good source of getting food to cook on that stick because obviously I want that. You can also find things such as chickens or cows. And you use a similar method of putting it on a stick and cooking it. Obviously, there's the cooking pot, but that is a lot more complex, and I just want to touch the basics. I know a lot of people aren't going to get into the situation where they're surviving long enough at this point, because people are still learning mechanics, to use a cooking pot and everything like that. In the future, I might go more in depth with that when I have some buddies playing with me and stuff like that, so that we can actually, you know, have a shared resources, and it's a little bit more easy going in that regard. But yeah, generally, I think I covered it well enough. You know, again, this being a light touch on it. I'm sorry the firework, or the fire going into the fireplace to keep the fire going wasn't great. I can mention that there's a max set of sort of kindling and firewood that you can throw in it for fuel. So they are meant for a more limited time. They don't last forever. So put it down, get your cooking done, and go on your way. You can obviously cook things to different varying degrees, and cooking is a lot more important when it comes to the later game, where they fix the illness system a bit more, and where it's actually like a huge threat to us, where you're getting sick. I did get sick before in this. You vomit and everything like that. It's not great. We'll talk about zombies too. Oh, there's a chicken. Okay, I wanna show off eating a chicken. This is gonna go poorly. So when you want to kill, God, I don't know how I'm gonna do this with the zombies there. If you want to kill live food, like a chicken, you actually have to go up. You gotta kill that thing. Jeez, why am I getting caught on this? Did it climb a fence? It's like a monkey Russian zombie. I think I can climb fences. We want to kill that. So you gotta kill it, you gotta skin it, and then you gotta cook it. Or you can eat it raw too right now. I guess you could eat it raw anytime. Depends on what you're feeling, right? So obviously chicken's going to give little tiny bits of meat. A cow gives a ton of steak. Oh my god. They're a little trickier to kill, but you know, they're pretty good. So we've stabbed our chicken, our poor chicken, our food source. We're taking our sort of sharp object, and then we're going to tap our T on it. This one seems a little bit glitchy, so we're going to equip that. And we're going to put a little bit of a smaller knife so it's easier. And then we hold our T to skin said animal. Skinning it will give us the meat that we require. It will be available on the ground in the vicinity. You can see the chicken breast. Take the chicken breast, and now you've got 2 chicken breasts in your food inventory, which is great. Looks like that one automatically went on the stick. That is fantastic. Cool.